Hello people, I'm the Real Comic Book Gamer. Today I'm going to be talking about what I would do with Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, if I was in charge. So, I already did a video talking about my predictions for Episode 9. I did that before the trailer even dropped, talking about what I think is going to happen. But this video isn't about that, it's about what I would do if Disney came to me and was like, hey, make this movie, you're the idea guy, you get to come up with everything. Then this is what I would do. So this is very rough. I'm not a writer, I never claimed to be. I'm just a fan with dumb ideas that I think could be better than Disney's because Disney's have been garbage, or at least equally as garbage. So I came up with all this in like under the span of 30 minutes, so it's very rough. It's just like, oh, that'd be cool to see. It's very fanboy and everything, so bear with me. But yeah, this is just me. I make videos like this all the time. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there about what I would like to see with Episode 9. I did this with Episode 8, and I thought this would be fun. So let's get into it, starting off with how I'd open the movie. I would open the movie with us in some room, and it's just blank. Like, there's nothing in the room. Well, there's no person in there. It's just this old-looking room, furniture and stuff. And then about 12 seconds go by, and then Luke appears. And he's all sweaty and everything like he was when he died. So, you know, when he disappeared, when we just saw his robe go and everything, and he was, like, all sweaty and all that, he looks just like that. And we see him, like, heavy breathing, and he doesn't know what's going on. Because he didn't die, he teleported. And he doesn't know why. He thinks he died. Everything went black for him for, like, the same 12 seconds. And he's like, oh, crap, I'm dead now. I guess I'm gonna either be dead or go be a Force ghost or whatever. And then he appears. And he's like, what is going on? He like looks at his hands and everything to see if he's a Force ghost, but no, he's still alive. He doesn't know what's going on or why he's on Tatooine, but he was called to Tatooine. Does it make sense? No. But I'm following the Disney line of just have plot holes and have them be filled by the Force. That's what Disney's done for a while with this new trilogy. But they have tons of plot holes, and then when you can't explain it, they just go, the Force, that'll explain it. That's what I'm doing now. So he gets teleported. It's because of the Force. While there, he talks to Obi-Wan, because we see that he's actually in Obi-Wan's hut. That room that he's teleported to, it's Obi-Wan's little shack he had on Tatooine. He talks to Obi-Wan, who's of course played by Ewan McGregor, who will be oldified by, like, sort of like what they did with Chris Evans in Avengers Endgame. So he's all oldified, and he's talking to him, and he's trying to figure out what to do. Luke doesn't really know what his next step is. He thought he was done. He thought he was dead. He's like, I thought my job was over with. And Obi-Wan's like, no, you still have a lot to do. We'll see Yoda shows up as well. So they're all talking. It's like the good old days. And Luke's like, what's going on? They're like, your job isn't done. They're like, you know, you did some good stuff back in the day, but then you failed. You almost killed your your nephew, and then you abandoned him and all your friends. And now you thought you would be dead. You thought you'd be left off the hook, like you didn't have to do anything else. No, you still have plenty of things to atone for. You still need to go and help that girl out. You need to go and help Rey. So he's like, okay, guess I gotta figure out how to get off this rock. So he has to figure out how to get off Tatooine. This could be fun, just seeing him going around like Mos Eisley and stuff. But we see while he's on Mos Eisley, he runs into Lando, and Lando gives him a ride to go and reunite with Rey and Leia. Rey and Leia, their whole thing is trying to restart the rebellion. We see that they're trying to figure out where the hell do we go from here. And so I would say that when they're trying to figure out where to go, Chewie suggests they go to Kashyyyk. And in my canon, in between episodes 6 and 7, Chewie was just busting fat nuts and was able to repopulate Kashyyyk with a bunch of Wookiees. He was just, you know, Chewie single-handedly, with like maybe some female Wookiees that survived, was able to just, you know, restart it. Because I know, like, the Wookiees went, like, close to extinction or whatever, apparently. I don't know because of how, like, old canon works, like, legends and everything, so I'm not sure what the canon works. But in my head canon, they got close to extinction, and Chewie went and just basically repopulated it by himself with some help from some others. And now Kashyyyk is all just, yeah, they're just thriving with Wookiees. So they go there because, you know, it's a good place. And I also think this would be cool to sort of just, you know, see something from the prequels, since these movies have tried to sort of stay away from the prequels. I think it'd be cool to go back to Kashyyyk and see how that would look now, and see maybe some parts of Kashyyyk we didn't see before. So anyways, that's what they're doing. They're trying to start the rebellion, restart the rebellion here. Now to Kylo. Kylo is where I'd be a big chunk of the movie. To me, Kylo would be the main character for me in this movie. Kylo needs to go Scorched Earth. I think that now his journey through 7 and 8, he's kind of just like, yeah, trust no one, burn everything, just I am the most powerful and I need to just destroy everything and do whatever I want. Because he killed his master, lost what he sees as his rightful lightsaber, has been betrayed by a lot of people, and he just wants his revenge against Rey as well, considering she embarrassed him in the first movie. So Kylo goes on a campaign to crush everyone against him and find out where Rey is. I would say Kylo's storyline is mainly trying to find out where Rey is. I would have him just going on this campaign to destroy a bunch of people and find where Rey is. Like, we just see him going from planet to planet, just absolutely decimating people, sort of like we saw in the trailer of what looked like him and the Knights of Ren killing people in that forest. I would have a lot of that sort of Order 66-ish, I guess, style. Just him going planet to planet, be like, where is, do you know, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, like just him trying to like extract information from people and just slaughtering tons and going to like his enemies and people that are against the First Order, anyone that's helped not the rebels, the Resistance, and just killing them for betraying him. So yeah, that's what I would have a big chunk of the movie being, because we've gotten 2 Rey movies, and in each one Kylo was by far the more interesting character, so I think it's time that we focus on Kylo. I think this would be a good time to show his descent into madness, because we've got a little bit of it. He's kind of ridden the line a little bit to where, is he good, is he bad, he's leaning more towards bad, but he hasn't really dipped too much into either. So now I'd have him go full just crazy, like just absolutely nuts. Not cool, calm, and calculated or anything like that. He's just crazy. So that's how it has. That's what a big part of the movie would be Kylo, and then you'd have Luke doing his thing on Tatooine, and then you have Rey and Leia doing their thing on Kashyyyk, trying to restart the Resistance. And then the final act is on Kashyyyk, of course, because Kylo, through his campaign of just destroying everything and extracting information, finds out that they're on Kashyyyk. A big battle breaks out between the First Order and the Resistance, well, of course, with the Wookiees' assistance also, on Kashyyyk. I think this could be cool as well, because sort of I would have some, obviously, throwbacks to other Star Wars movies. I think this would be cool, because remember, Return of the Jedi almost had the Wookiees instead of the Ewoks, and this way it'd be sort of like a little bit of a nod to that. So now we have the Ewoks, I mean not the Ewoks, the Wookiees instead of the Ewoks, and we'd see the Wookiees using their home field advantage very well. Just they're destroying these First Order troopers, with Rey leading the way, just absolutely decimating. And we see Rey being OP like she has been throughout all these movies. She's just doing such a bunch of cool stuff, destroying everyone along with the Wookiees, just killing them all. But that's just the first few waves of Kylo's assault. Then Kylo comes in with a squad of First Order Death Troopers and the Knights of Ren. Yes, I would bring Death Troopers back like we saw in Rogue One. You need more of those dudes to the First Order versions, and they're just decimating the Wookiees now and the Resistance. And it's like, oh crap, Rey's still fighting alongside the Resistance, but then Chewie tells her to go and protect Leia back at main base. You know, obviously we've never really had subtitles for Chewie, but you can just do the typical Chewie goes, and then Rey's like, what? Go protect Leia, but I don't want to. Yeah, she would just refuse at first, and then she would go back eventually. And then we see Kylo and his brigade approach Chewie. This would be Chewie's moment. Chewie would just kill every single one of the Knights of Ren. I'm talking like John Wick style, badass Chewie killing all of them. Like, I want to see Chewie go off. I want to see him ripping arms off, shooting dudes in the face, getting collaterals, just Chewie going off. And then the Death Troopers form a circle around Chewie. And that's when Kylo enters in, and Kylo 1v1s Chewie. Chewie gets all his blaster bolts just easily deflected by Kylo, or like stopped in midair or whatever, however you want to do it. And then Chewie runs straight at Kylo. Kylo easily impales him, but that doesn't slow Chewie down too much. Chewie's still able to take his eye out, and that just makes Kylo go nuts and just destroy Chewie's body with his lightsaber. Just so many slashes that there's just not much left in the body. And then they move on and continue their assault to go towards the main base where Leia and now Rey had retreated to protect Leia. They make their way up to the main base, which is at the top of one of those giant trees, because I think that would be cool and add a nice spectacle, and also I think it would be a good way to add some more epicness to it, because I think that's something that this trilogy has really lacked so far. It's like any sort of epicness, like so whatever the faults are of Revenge of the Sith, which there's a lot, at least it had this epic feeling to it that the new trilogy hasn't really had at all. So I think just like this full-on battle on Kashyyyk and then it ending on one of the giant trees would be really cool. So they're going. Rey's taking out tons of them as they go up. Then Kylo gets up there, and Kylo and Rey start fighting. And after fighting for a little bit, Rey disarms Kylo, because we've seen she's the superior swordsman between the two of them. We've seen it. It wouldn't make sense for now all of a sudden, oh, Kylo's better now. It's like, what? Why is Kylo better? But after that, we see he just gets so furious. Kylo gets so furious that he paralyzes Rey with the Force, similar to what Snoke did in the last episode. Because I was trying to think, I was like, how would he beat Rey? She's so OP, and she's already better than him. What could she do? Oh, wait, the one thing that worked against her was, well, Kylo had already sort of done it in episode 7, and then Snoke did it really effectively in episode 8. So, like, that's the one thing that she's sort of shown a little bit of a weakness to, is being paralyzed by the Force. So he does that, walks up to her, takes what episode 4 Luke's lightsaber out of her hand and says, "This is mine," then chops her head off. We see Leia just screaming and crying in horror and telling Kylo that he's a monster. Kylo approaches her and says something along the lines of, "I used to love you," and then he chokes her to death, very similar to how Anakin choked Padme on Mustafar. Now, I'm terrible at writing dialogue, so I know this sounds really cringy, but that's just the general rough idea in my head of what something Kylo would say. So after that, Luke shows up and tells Kylo to surrender, saying he's caused enough damage. Kylo tries to paralyze Luke with the Force like he did Rey, but Luke breaks out of it because, you know, Luke's super powerful, like we saw what he did at the end of episode 8. He's very powerful, the most powerful Jedi alive. Luke cuts off Kylo's hand after they fight for a little bit and tells him it's over. Says he's sorry for failing him, but he's the only family he has left and he won't kill him. Kylo makes a reach to the Force pull his lightsaber from his disembodied hand to get it to him, but Lando shoots Kylo in the face before he retrieves it. Movie ends with Luke burning Rey, Leia, and Kylo's bodies, and then Luke goes to Yavin to start a new Jedi Academy. He realizes that left alone, these Force users can turn out like Kylo, and someone needs to be there for them, and the folly of his mistakes that he made throughout the new trilogy, so he realizes he needs to commit to it, not just give up so easily like he did. And that's sort of how it ended. I know it's not the most satisfying ending, and also as far as like the leftover troops and everything, I think it would be more of the like everyone would be kind of happy that Kylo's dead, because Kylo went nuts, and like you'd see all his troops and everything watching him murder so many people on these planets. Like, my Star Wars movie might get rated R with some of the things that I was talking about, but yeah, that's what I want Kylo to go full scorched earth and just kill everyone, like just such a bloodlust, be so angry about everything. And so, yeah, that's why I would have it go down like that. And then when he dies, I think it'd be kind of like, oh, you kill the head of the pack, like the alpha, the others just fall afterwards, and they're just like, okay, we're not going to keep fighting. Like, Kylo fought his war and he's dead. We don't want to fight his war anymore. And I think that's how I would have it end with the First Order. But yeah, those are my thoughts on what I'd like to see happen. I know, again, it's very rough, it's very fanboy, it's very, some of it's very dumb, but that's just a rough idea of what I could think of in like a half hour of what would I have happen for episode 9. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I want to know in the comments below, what do you guys want to see in episode 9? If you were ahead of like Lucasfilm or whatever, and they came to you and were like, hey, make this movie, what would you have happen? I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. And also, if you enjoyed the video, I hope you did, and I'll see you guys later.